Hey, good morning. Joe Gilder here. It's Monday morning. I'm right outside my studio, getting ready to go to work. Here's the thing about Monday mornings. As an entrepreneur, as my own boss, Mondays used to be awesome. I'm not going to a job I don't want to go to. I only do the things that I think are important. No stupid meetings. It's great. But guess what? As you can probably imagine, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I woke up this morning, and it's been fairly typical for the last year or so, as if I woke up and there was a present sitting at the foot of the bed. And you open it up, and it's a big box of anxiety. So for me, for today, what I really wanted more than anything when I woke up was to go back to bed. I didn't want to come do work. I wanted to sleep. Which, translation, I wanted to hide from my work. I want to hide from my responsibilities. I want to hide from the possibility of doing work that isn't great, or from being exposed as a fraud, or a lot of mostly irrational things. And for me this morning, what's helped is kind of two things. First, having a plan. If you wake up to a blank slate, if you're like me and you kind of fight against structure, structure can be your best friend, especially if sometimes you just do not have the gumption, the wherewithal, the motivation to get in there and do what you need to do. If there's a plan in place already, and you make that plan during a moment of clarity where you're feeling excited, then when you wake up and you're just not feeling like it, you can just literally look at your calendar or look at your notebook where you wrote down what you're going to do for that day and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So a plan is huge. If you don't have a plan, as the saying goes, then you're planning to fail, okay? Second thing, and this will be a little controversial because I know that anxiety and depression is very real. I've experienced it myself. I have it in my family. It's real. And if you suffer from that, my heart goes out to you. I know how difficult that can be. But for a big chunk of people, the answer probably isn't you need a pill or it's just too hard and you can't do anything. I think there's a huge middle ground where you may feel almost crippled, so overwhelmed by whatever the task is, and the fact that the task might be small makes it even more overwhelming and brings about even more anxiety because me going down to mix a song shouldn't create all this fear in me. It's the song, not once has a mix exploded in my face and killed me. So it's irrational to be afraid of that mix. And so we feel a little anxiety, and then we judge ourselves for feeling that because we shouldn't feel that. People all over the world have it much harder. Why am I scared of this thing that shouldn't scare me? And that creates more anxiety, which makes us even more afraid, which is just a really bad feedback loop that leads to you kind of just hiding, or you just putzing around doing nothing all day, or maybe sleeping all day. Like, I still want to do that. I really want to just go to sleep. But that's not an option. I've found if I don't work, I don't make money. So it's this weird thing. I don't hit my goals for sure, and I certainly don't make any money. And more than that, I don't feel fulfilled, and I don't feel like I'm working towards a purpose and a goal. And my dog is going nuts over there right now. He's digging a huge hole and growling. Weirdo. But so the first thing is having a plan. The second thing, and this is the harder part, is to look yourself in the eye and say, hey, just go do the thing. As simple as that sounds, and as probably oversimplified as it is, like this morning, I prayed for courage to face this thing that, even though my everything in me is telling me you shouldn't even have any anxiety about that, who cares? It's reality. I do, and I need courage to face it. So whatever your thing is today that you're facing, if it's just the fact that it's Monday and you don't want to do Monday, or if there's a confrontation you have to have with somebody that you don't want to have, or an apology you need to make and you don't want to make, or a mix that you want to work on that doesn't sound good and you're pretty sure it won't sound good when you're finished with it, whatever that is, song you want to write, I want to encourage you to have a plan. When are you going to do it? And leave an answer below. And then secondly, I want you to tell yourself to have courage and to just do the thing, even if you don't feel like it. We live in such a world of, if I don't feel like doing something, doggone it, I shouldn't have to. And that's all nice. It's nice to, if you're in America, to live in a country where there's so much freedom, but it's also a cop-out. So, and I only say this because I do it all the time too. Instead of saying, I'm going to wait till I feel like doing the thing, try doing the thing. Funny thing happens. A lot of times, today, I'll give you a real example. The thing that happens is when you decide to do something, suddenly your emotions sometimes catch up. Sometimes they don't, and you do the thing and it just sucks. But sometimes, just getting in motion of doing it changes everything. So for me, I was sitting, we had this little rocking chair. I was sitting there I had about 20 minutes to like shower and get ready for the day and come down here. And I didn't want to get out of the chair. And so I literally just forced myself to get up and go take a shower. And something about that flipped something in my brain. And by the time I actually had stepped in the shower, I was already thinking about my day and what I was going to do and was feeling more motivated and more excited. Don't bite me. Stop it. So that's what I hope for you. I know you have something that you're probably afraid of, something you don't want to dive into, and I want to just give you permission and also encourage you to have courage, that's a monkey, to dive in and do the thing. Just do it and see what happens. It could fail, I could be wrong. I have a sneaky suspicion it'll turn out well and you'll be glad you did it. Here's what I want you to do. Comment below, tell me what the thing is and when you're going to do it, and come back and tell me what happened once you did it, okay? All right, I got to go to work, you got to go to work, see ya.